The U.S. men's game. That was yesterday. I watched highlights because I was working at the time. But yes, they played Bolivia. They won 3-0. The game was pretty much over by like the 68th minute, I felt.
Yeah, I would
From
agree with that.
when I remember from the highlights, because I watched the expanded highlights, not just the short little 3 minute video. But it seemed pretty energetic. Also, I was very excited for Timothy Way finally getting his like first. I think it's his first start. Like
I think so too.
I think the other two caps, I think, or one cap was just a sub on from the last international friendlies that we've had. But he's the most excited player I have, or that I'm excited for, I guess, out of all these players. Obviously, Pulisic is there, probably going to be the mainstay, obviously. But him, I think having that combination of him and then Way, and then whoever we're going to eventually have in the middle, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty nice, I feel. We got to figure out the midfield. I think defensively we have enough there to have something like not world class, but that can potentially prevent world class from attacking us and scoring on us.
So basically, we're not going to get demolished.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's the
They're
idea.
good enough that we don't lose 10.
But we'll have enough going forward as well in the future to where we don't have to just completely rely on that. And that's because we're figuring out the midfield. McKennie, who's from Schalke, played. He had a pretty good performance. I like how he was like everywhere and anywhere. There wasn't too like the goals that we had. Like one was a mistake. Sargent got off.
Yeah, Josh Sargent scored the worst goalkeeper throw in the history. I don't know. Having just had
Karius
in the Champions League final, doesn't make this one look as bad. But under normal circumstances, it was a pretty terrible goalkeeper.
Yeah, that one.
Great first touch though, over his head like that.
What we're really good at in the world is set pieces. That was the first goal with Zimmerman.
Yeah,
good header. Yes, and then the last goal, what I'm trying to remember, was Timothy Way getting crossed in from Ruben.
Yeah. Right.
How do you say his name again?
I think it's Ruben.
Rubio, I think it is, or I don't know. He plays in like the Dutch league or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But the Eredivisie. But I was happy, especially with the last goal. It kind of felt like, okay, this is good. Like I want goals like that. But I'm always satisfied with set pieces because I feel like that's our go-to way of scoring because we're that kind of country. We're not that we're not creative, but we're not at that level yet to where we can be like pass the ball around. And my niece is screaming so loud right now. I apologize. But everything seemed like it went well. What do you think?
I think it took a little bit while for everyone to kind of get settled into the game. I think I'm not really terribly impressed that we beat this Bolivia team. I guess I don't know what their A lineup looks like, but I doubt this was it. And I guess we share World Cup fates that neither one of us are going to the World Cup, so we're just like everyone's twiddling their thumbs. I think the average age of this roster was 22.
22 days 22 years and 160 days. I remember. Okay. I saw a tweet. Sorry.
All right. So basically 22 and a half
Yeah.
ish. Okay. So that's good. It's good that I guess it goes both ways because since we didn't qualify, we don't need to call in all of our veterans. There's really not a purpose, and some of them probably are never going to get any like significant appearances again. Maybe a Gold Cup coming up in a couple of years for some of them.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too. I would honestly would like if we would have this kind of lineup at the Gold Cup whenever the next one happens, which I think is next year.
It would be next summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 summers from now.
Because I mean, it's not that it's a big tournament like worldwide, but it definitely gives some kind of like tournament experience. And I'm totally for that. Like, usually the Gold Cup rosters are usually a MLS heavy one, but I'd rather have something where we have a mix of like these young players that we had, which I'm not that I was impressed, but these guys should have been called up I think earlier, especially for the friendly games that didn't matter before, or you know how we have those split weeks where we have. We'll have like a World Cup qualifier, and then the next, for some reason, we have like just international friendlies.
Yeah.
Those ones we did not take advantage of, and bringing these kind of players into the system and melding them in with the veterans, and it's kind of like disappointing to also watch this because I'm like, why didn't we get this guy into the system sooner or onto the first team sooner? And that's what it's like. It's frustrating, but it's good because now we're starting to do that. I was surprised on how many guys we actually have that play in the Premier League, but like they're not obviously staples on their teams, but they're getting minutes and whatnot. Like Palmer Brown plays for City. I totally didn't know that. I know he was playing for KC, and I forgot who he got transferred to in Europe, and then I realized I was like, oh, okay, I'm excited for that. But yeah, there's a lot more. There's a couple other guys I'm blanking off my head right now, but I'm very much happy about what's going on right now. We're moving forward, and I'd rather have these younger guys in than some of the veteran guys like Altidore, who really
Altidore's injured anyway. He would have been there.
But regardless, I don't want to see these guys coming back in and like Bedoya or I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head that like Dempsey. I'm not nothing against
Fabian
Dempsey.
Johnson.
Yeah, Fabian. I mean Johnson. The problem is we play him out of position. I feel, but that's another debate. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Like, how did the U.S. men's national team do for you guys? You guys were impressed? Were you excited? Like I was kind of with Timothy Way.
Yeah.
And who do you think was the player of the man of the match? There we go. Let's get some involvement going on.
I think, like, real quick before we move on, the one thing that concerns me, I was really happy with, like, a bunch of people that we got to see, a bunch of people that got call-ups, and I agree with you that we should have taken better advantage of having the international friendlies that we did, like, during the World Cup qualifying and stuff like that. What concerns me now is that we do not have a head coach.
I think we're going to have that done by, like, the next 3 months, I feel. Probably after the World Cup.
I mean, maybe, sure, but, like, who is evaluating these players? Like we had all these people come in, all of these young, hopefully up-and-coming players, and we're, like, put on this show, look, we beat Bolivia 3-0, but, like, what system are we playing? If, like, say Bruce Arena was still head coach, or Jurgen Klinsmann, or Bob Bradley, or like whoever, like they had like a particular style and like plan that they wanted to implement, and so they knew what they were looking for a little bit when like friendlies like this would come around, like when they're testing people out to see like how they could use them in their system, and like we don't have that at the moment. We don't have a style, or it's just like go out there and play.
I mean, it was interesting to see Pulisic in the middle. I said about why, because I think that's what he played. Because they had Ruben and they had Way out wide, and then they had him, McKennie, and then the other guy I'm blanking out on who started too in the middle.
Sargent. Up front.
Sargent played up top.
Yeah.
There was another guy.
I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I'm blanking on. We have it right here. What the hell? We're stupid. Corona.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. I get that. I get that kind of critique or whatever you want to call that.
It's just like whoever our head coach becomes, like he may want them to play a particular way, and like how they're like. I think what matters not so much like this game, but like there was for the whole time that they were training and all of that. Like what were they doing in training? Like what were they practicing? Besides just like absolute basics, like there's no plan at the moment, and that's what like worries me a little bit.
I can see that.
That's
but I mean, again, we have 4 years.
Yeah, I know. It's early.
We have 4 years.
It's early.
But okay.
But I mean, like all these matter. I mean, I don't know.
We'll see. We're gonna keep updating. They play Ireland, I think on the 2nd, and then they play France eventually before the World Cup. So I think it'll be a good.
That'll go real well.
I think that'll be a good have a good assessment of what that is too, or what's the result of those. I'm not sure if Yedlin's gonna get, because I think it's one camp. I think they're gonna bring in guys in between games, so we'll see as well, like the changes and whatnot. But yeah, because I felt like Yedlin's gonna be the captain eventually, because I think he has the most experience, not just at the international level, but at the professional level, because of all the stuff he's gone through with Sunday.
Of like the younger batch, like him and Pulisic.
Yeah, well, I would say him over Pulisic because of, he's gone through a relegation battle and promotion battle, so I feel like that has a lot to say in a way. I feel
okay.
There's a lot. That
sure.
Tesla player. I feel like that is. I give him brownie points for that.
Okay.
All right.